everyone, if you have been interested in my series on pattern design, it's been a journey and it's been a long time since I did any videos on pattern design because I've been busy sewing because, well, my computer was so old that it wasn't working with Photoshop anymore, so I had to stop my pattern design hobby. But for Christmas in 2025, I got a new computer, and so I was able to start working with Photoshop again to make my designs come true. I had watercolored in the summer of 2025, like all the designs I wanted. I had it all laid out. I just need to get them figured out in Photoshop because they're watercolor, so I have to lasso everything and take the background off, like the white paper off of the actual design I want, and then I need to arrange it in Photoshop and make it all look very pretty and beautiful, and that takes a lot of time and effort in that Photoshop that I could not do on my old computer. So I am so excited to show you the process and yeah, have you come along and see what I've been working on. So I have 14 pages of watercolor motifs that I scanned into my computer and I'm now working on in Photoshop. So I'm going to show you 2 pages out of the 14 and make those 2 pages into a whole pattern actually. So the 2 pages that we are going to work on are mainly just seaweed, and there's some like weird wavy things as well that kind of look like seaweed, but I think it's just like a motif style design that I wanted to try because it's not actually a seaweed realistic look. But I like to work realistically. At the same time, I realize pattern design, you can bend the rules a little bit. Actually, a lot of people bend a lot of rules realistically and make it look really weird. But I try to be as realistic as possible. And so you'll see the 2 pages that I'm taking the motifs out of, and then I'm going to put them in a separate document and arrange them to make my seaweed pattern. So if you are familiar with Photoshop, you would have seen me not only use the lasso tool to grab that motif and make it separate, but I also used the magic wand tool that took the background off and smoothed the like the outline of the seaweed. I also contracted it by 1, so that way if there's any like splotches, I contracted it so that way the splotch would disappear. And I also feathered it. Feathered it means I kind of blurred the outside edges, and apparently that looks good on fabric. I actually don't like the blurred look. I like more of the stark look, but for fabric, I've been listening to people who have gone before me, and they say the feathering looks good. So I follow their advice. What else am I doing? I also, you saw me use the erase tool. So I used the erase tool to take out little things that the contract didn't take out. And there's just little knobs here and there that I want to smooth out and make pretty. So use the erase tool for that. And then I also name all my seaweeds. That way when I arrange them, I know like which one is which one's the bushy seaweed, which one's the olive green seaweed, which one's the small seaweed. Because I could change the size of the small seaweed, but if I want it to stay small, I'm going to label it small and then arrange that accordingly. So you can see I stayed on that wave stylistic seaweed for a while because I was having trouble. My magic wand was picking up some of the actual color and taking it away from my painting, and I don't want that. So that's why I had to finagle with the numbers a little bit. You can do stuff with clipping masks to make that not happen, and I just don't deal with that. Everyone has their own style of working in Photoshop, and I just don't love clipping masks, so I don't use it. Besides painting the actual motifs, this is like my favorite part, is arranging it all and making it all look beautiful. And so some people have like a grid or they like draw it out beforehand and they follow it, but I just use my imagination and what I feel would be right and look good, and I just put all of the different seaweed in place, and then I like rotate with my little tool to make them straight or bendy, however they need to be, or upside down. And then I can choose like a background color. So I chose like a mint green
background color, kind of like a between green and blue and on the lighter scale. But I also wanted to try with white. So you'll see like the green and the white, and then also let's see, different scales. So I can go like super in depth and big, or I can go like out and super little, which I kind of like the little look. But you'll see me try the pattern on in Spoonflower with the different motifs, or the different mock-ups. So I can do mock-ups on my own in Photoshop, but it's just easier like putting the pattern into a site that already has mock-ups, and you can actually buy my pattern, this pattern, on Spoonflower right now, which is exciting.
Thank you so much for watching and being able to see the whole process of me working on my designs. I'm so excited for this collection to come out, and I'm hoping to license it at some point. And so that is all in the future planning, and it's going to take a lot of work and time. But as that comes out and as I put my portfolio together and all of that, I'm going to show you the process. And so I hope you'll stay tuned for future videos of pattern design. Please consider subscribing, and I will see you